Oh, that's what there ain't no peace, but you know when I want to go. Yes, they understand yourself. But I do not just say that. I am so peace. The people of the land, yes, they understand yourself. If I in a someone that I love, we are safe for me. That means that people can
Let me say welcome to the Manelson Abraka Talk Show. Here we discuss the truth, nothing else but the truth. Let me try to bring out one of the panelists. He is someone that have been listening with us for a very long time. So let me bring in Moba Zokia. My friend, brother, how you doing? My brother, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How yourself, my man? How everything?
Yeah, everything is good. Everything is good. Uh, you know, I just thought it wise for us to be able to come here so that we can be able to flex our little and ideas together. Uh, let me bring in Anthony.
Brother
My brother
Anthony, how you
Anthony, how
doing?
you doing?
I'm doing good, my man. I like your platform. Let me go in my conference room.
So, we just thought it wise that Amaba. So we having a lot of issues. We having a lot of thing on our plate this
Mm-hmm.
evening. The first thing first that let us be able to bring out this clip.
I went to wear office. I go
George, we are now who they say that's your son, your husband's son now. He the one you went to ECWA school, you won your case, and he didn't give you money.
Yeah. He said, how many times you not see we are there when you were president?
You saw him one time, two times.
One time.
When he had a PR thing to do, not because of her visiting him. She went to see him over 10 times, but he never saw her.
He refused to see me. So, me and Mr. Blah went there to him 11 o'clock
In the morning.
in the morning. Before we see we are 8 o'clock.
8 p.m.
Yes. So, we went there to him. And that he did speak up for us. For we are to our, pension, our small thing on it. He said no money.
You met George Weah, and he told you no money.
I tell you, I said, the poor what they say, some of them, they play a part. He said no money. Then another said that. Then you can't put her on the community too, so it can be, how do you call it?
So basically, uh, it was the late man Nesido. So I guess that you all have watched that clip wherein she was saying that she went to the president and then she spent 9 hours before the former president could be able to see her. And after that, I mean, when they went to go to meet with her, and she was able to make it clear that we have come in order for you guys to be able to help us. But let us be able to go around so we can get our introduction. Then before we can get
Yeah,
into
but
the
my man, plenty of things are happening. The family are still grieving. You know that people respect their people.
yeah. But
That,
let us go around. Let us go around and let us take introduction. Maba Zokia, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, AB. Thank you, my brother Anthony, for coming. Also, thank you, AB, for the platform. You know, it's very important for us to be here every night. But sometimes the job and other things can hold tight. But again, we'll be here all the time if we get a chance to give our 1 or 2 cents pertaining our country. What on my mind? A lot of things on my mind. Liberians on my mind, and we saw what happened today. And we tell Almighty God, thank you for the president in our life, and also those who all were on our plane. And we will also tell our leader they got to step out their games. They got to work in his hand because I want Apple. It been a lot of time people things keep happening to that Apple. Like the last time it was light, and today we're seeing people talking about railroad or whatsoever. We don't know. For me, I don't know what happens until I get all the facts. I would just say the government need to do everything possible to work on our airport because that's the only place we have to enter our country. That's the only place we have. So the government need to try and invest some important resources over there to make sure the left of all Liberians and investors or even the people who carry business and company in our country be safe. That being said, a lot of things going on. How much we don't know the I don't know the topic. What going on? Like like we
No,
can say
it's just what on your
what?
mind.
Okay, what of our mind. And also, I want to tell the government thank you for the I think the ship they installed to Mount Gibby. And I see a lot of road connection going on, a lot of road construction. That's great. Like I'm so excited to see that. The president making a very great impact when it comes to road construction. Oh, it's not bread and butter, but we urge the president to take every action against corruption as well. You finish
Okay,
it, and see people carrying on a lot of corruption, embezzlement, and we just see all of certain group of people and other people just relax. Again, thank you, and I will be here for a few minutes to
okay,
put in my ideas and other input out. Thank you.
okay. Let her take you, my friend and brother Anthony Gay.
good evening, everyone, and AB, thank you for this platform. Thank you for. I like the set. We'll talk offline, but I like the set. The audio, images is very, coming out very good. So I want to say thank you. What's on my mind? First and foremost, like Oba said, we thank God for preserving the life of the president, all those that were on of that jet. We don't know what happened to the landing gear, but something went wrong with the landing gear. But thank God, um, you know, they all made it out of there safe. There was no injury sustained as per the RIA authority statement that they put out so far. Having said that, what's on my mind? The youthful population of Liberia and their joblessness is what on my mind. If you have a nation that is this youthful, and many of whom, over 80% of them, have no jobs, it is a serious national security concern. It is a disaster waiting to happen. You can't have young people able, willing to work, and don't have a job to do. Many of whom struggle through college to make it, and they are made it through, they have their credentials, and they can't find work to do. Some of them made it through high school, nothing to do. And each and every day, they wake up and go back to bed with nothing to do. That, if a person has nothing to lose, they can do anything. And the previous administration did not address this issue. This current administration also not addressing this issue. It is serious. It has nothing to do with political party. This thing is affecting every Liberian, regardless of which political spectrum you find yourself. Whether you for the current ruling establishment or the previous ruling establishment, or you are no partisan, or you don't even participate in politics, this is affecting you. And for me, that's what is on my mind. I you back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let me come in with my 1 or 2 cents. I mean, what is on my mind that have to do with uh, the the permanent seat of Liberia, the permanent seat on the UN Security Council.
You
So
meant the
I strongly believe,
non-permanent seat.
huh?
You meant the non-permanent seat.
Yeah, the non-permanent seat. Thank you. The non-permanent seat that Liberia is vying for. I strongly believe that this is the time for our leaders to be able to come together in order for us to be able to show that we will be able to convince other people who have voting right, so that Liberia can be a first African country to be able to get that non-permanent seat. That is what is on my mind. When it comes to the issue of the president coming back and the plane having sort default, I strongly believe that this is a time that Liberia need to project. Liberia need to get prepared for it to be able to buy its own private jets. This is a time because so that when Waka leave, another government come over so that they will be able to ride that private jet in you attending a special meeting or you going for conferences. But for us to be able to borrow, some kind of default plane, whether it was borrowed or not, and then you allow our president to sit in it without any inspection, then I actually believe that is on the government. So that's all I have to say. You know, so like Maba,
Yeah.
you was talking about the president plane. You were talking about the president, the jet. So don't you think this is a time for Liberia to be able to purchase its own private jet? Don't you think this is a time?
Let me say this, right. Other country in the war, actually, like Sierra Leone right now, Sierra Leone get their own plane. Uh, Whenever the president, I think it is good. It is very good for the country as large, and for the president. There'll be, I think, when we probably made an entire statistic, or maybe the amount of money that will be spent, I think it will be better than to be, asking for planes. Sometimes you 40,000, sometimes, but when you get your own plane, while parking anytime you ready to go, you ready to leave. I think it is important. It's not even Joseph Boakai alone, but every other president who will probably, accede to power. It is important for our nation as well, because it also, like, look, as I just said it, like every country, most country in Africa. But I think where the problem comes from, is that Liberia, we lack a lot of resources. So when some of these things happen,
You say we lack of lot of resources.
I mean, like funding to get it. We get resources, but funding rather. But this is what I want to say. If we're trying to do these things, probably trying to get a private jet for a president, people will criticize it. People will say, "Oh, but wait, people don't even have food to eat. People don't even have this to do." People, it will be another political um box that will be open in the country. People will get on the street to ask citizens, "Are you happy your president, the country get?" People, you see, people will say negative things. So all these things, it come with some weight, it come with some negativities, and also, but it's important for our country, for the president to have. All right. For the president to have, for the president to have, plane
Complain.
or the country. That's important. My brother said, Anthony, yeah, you alluded to that. I mean, we allude to that because it is important in every country. It's not for the president, it's for the country. Today, Joseph Bagali power. Anybody
Yeah,
can.
but at this present moment, I will not advise.
I know you disagree.
I just spoke about the joblessness of the country, and you didn't. And first of all, look, let's be fair here, okay? What are the competing priorities of
All right,
this
give me 1 second.
government? What are the things that the government is prioritizing? Let me say something today, and maybe it will spark a controversy. That's fine. But Liberia's problem today, the poverty that is in the country today, is man-made. The poverty was invented by our lawmakers, including government officials.
Not yet.
All right. This level of poverty, it is man-made. They created this hardship upon the people.
I'm on the show.
They continue to put the people in this kind of circumstances. They can do things to get them out of these circumstances, but they chose not to. They want the people to be down. That's how they get their money. That's how they are seen as doing well for themselves. They are not in this thing for the Liberian people. They are not. Those lawmakers at Capitol Hill, they are not in this thing for the Liberian people. They are in the vast majority of them. Maybe 1 or 2% may have a good idea, but don't have the political capital to be able to move things. But until then, I have not seen one who have brought onto the Senate floor or the House floor a national legislation that will impact the living condition of the people. I have not seen one yet. Everybody just try to do 1 or 2 things here in a district, build this other bridge, or build this other hand pump, or build this other, community hall, things of that nature. Nobody has taken the time to, like, may his soul rest in peace. Eugene Kalakpatuma from Lofa County, who brought the idea of having community college across those various counties, and then President Selly, to her credit, kind of jumped on it and pushed that bill, and today it became a law, and we have community colleges, right? That's a national legislation, right? And people are benefiting from something like that, right? You want to take a stand. What is healthcare? What is farmer subsidy bill that create, subsidy for farmers so we can grow more food? Rice is our staple food. We have the soil, we have the climate type to grow our food, and 95% of the rice sold on the market in Liberia come from outside of the country. It's not homegrown, right? About 95% of the rice on the market. It's not domestically grown. It's imported. Rice is our staple food. We have the forest to grow the rice. We have the climate. Rice needs water and sunlight. We do have both. What's happening to us? We can't grow rice. We're not talking about, a national healthcare bill or educational, the free tuition thing is not structured in a way that, it will help from the people from, the high school level or elementary school all the way to high school. They are giving you free tuition from college. Your foundation in education is key. It's not just from second article following your education in college. You will not do well in college if you don't have a solid foundation from, your primary school days, going to secondary school and then going to college. So job creation. They're now working to create jobs. They're now working to create the atmosphere that will bring investors to the country, right? Government can hire everyone, but government create the atmosphere for the private sector to blossom, to grow, so that individual will have the opportunity to have job opportunity. But they're not thinking in that direction. All they're thinking about is to be on committees. And once they put it on a committee and they can get money for themselves, that's it. So the vast majority of the circumstances in our country It's man-made.
Then,
It's from the government and those lawmakers. They are creating this mayhem for the people in Liberia.
yeah. So in short, so will you say that the problems of our countries lie so surely on the legislature that we
The
should be able to
legislature
look
and the
at?
sitting government, both the legislature and the sitting government having the same problem.
You mean the executive?
The executive branch. I'm sorry. Thank you. The executive branch and the first branch of government are creating this level of hardship on the people of Liberia. This hardship can go away. Everybody will not be rich in the country, but everybody will be able to afford a meal, will be able to afford to buy slippers for their children, will be able to afford to send their kids to school, will be able to afford to buy clothes for their children, it will be able to afford to take their children on vacation. Because if this legislature go to work and the executive execute the plan, the country will start getting better. But look at who are benefiting right now, who are enjoying Liberia today are the legislatures and the executive branch of government. Look at it. Look at the kind of car that they're driving. Look at the salary that they're receiving on a monthly basis. Do we have police officer getting 500 or 2,000, $3,000 a month in Liberia? No. A medical doctor perform as a brain surgeon don't even get $5,000 a
Yeah,
month in Liberia.
but let us be able to look at it in this way.
Don't you
Don't you
think
think the government is trying? Don't you think the JMB government is trying?
No. Again, this is the kind of thing that they did not come here to try. They promised the Liberian people that they are coming to rescue the nation. They did not come to try.
Yeah,
No, hold on now. Let's have this conversation. So the Liberian people can hear out and they be the judge, okay? We were in office and all we kept hearing, Kush, we are drinking Kush. Kush is the problem. Our children are on drugs. Even the president went out of his way and took a drug test. Where are we today on the fight against drugs? Again, it is alleged currently as we speak, over 1,000 plus people at LDEA, men and women in uniform currently, are not on salary. How do you expect those guys to fight drugs? How? Help me. Make that make sense.
I strongly believe that this government is on the right path. Now,
when you say right path, give us specificity. Give all details. What are the steps are they taking? What is the foundation in year one that they have laid that we can look at and say, okay, based on this foundation, this administration is going this direction. Let's talk about the foundation that has been laid in about a year and a half now.
So allow me as a moderator for me to be able to strike their point. I strongly believe that the JMB, so in order for when you take over a country, that whole lot of things that need to be put in place the first year. That a whole lot that need to be put in place. So the government of the Republic of Liberia was able to put those things in place the first year, and not even diving into the second year. Now you are seeing the progress. Now you are seeing the efforts that this government is making, to the extent during George Weah time. So the reason why we said that we were coming to rescue, so during the George Weah time, there were a whole lot of shortage. There was shortage of rice, which is our staple food. There was also shortage of gasoline. Minus that, the prices were not at the same every time. So the rescue mission have to come for us to be able to set that. So right now, the road constructions, let us be able to look at it. The road construction before, it could take you weeks, days for you to be able to go into Zedru. Today, It is taking someone 7 hours, according to your own senator. 7 hours. So I strongly believe that this government is on the right path. Look at the houses. Look at the water. The water since the CCC took out for the past 6 years. Water and sewer was like a sleeping giant. Today, Mo Ali and the rest of the other team members, they have revamped that entire system. They have in fact pipes that were under the ground said nothing woo. They have tried in order for those pipes for them to be able to be replaced. And not to just be replaced, but to be replaced with a bigger pipe that will carry water and sewer in the long run. Plus, let us be allowed to look at the adequate distributions of gasoline. The new MD, he is building one of the biggest storage facility ever. So those are the things that I am saying that this government is on the right path. If you ask me, is this government have done 800%? I will tell you no.
Can I come in now?
Yeah.
I didn't interrupt you for over 5 minutes. Look, first and foremost, I will start with the Grand Jury rule. And the reason why I want to start with the Grand Jury rule is very simple. The UP folk made it a big deal. Oh, the road going to Grand Jury. When Madame Sari from the same UP was president for 12 years, she built a road from Red Light all the way to Ganta. And they stopped. And then they went from Ganta and jumped over Grand Jury, completely ignored Grand Jury. This very same Ellen. And went to Maryland, River G County. I'm sorry. She went to River G County, right outside Grand Jury. The capital city of River G is Fishtown. They started the road from there all the way to Maryland. I think she did 80% of that road. President Weah came and completed that road and took it into Harper City itself. But credit to her. She started the road from Fishtown and she did 80% of that stretch of the road. In knowing Grand Jury County, when in order to get to the southeastern region, start from Grand Jury. Grand Jury being the hub. So it's the same UP folks who jumped over Grand Jury and went to that road. So today when the tenant all say, oh, you used to take 7-8 hours now, or 2 days, or 1 week, or 2 weeks to come from Zwedju to Grand Jury County and to Monrovia. Well, guess what? It's the same UP folks. She skipped a county for a reason best known to herself. Whether or not Grand Jury County is now part of Liberia, that's up to her. That's her decision. That's the choice that she made. She lived with that result, right? She could have done it. She chose that. That's the reason why that road was left out. That corridor connects 5 counties, not just Grand Jury alone. It connects the Grand Jury, River G, Sino. Sorry, my page all going off. But it's not for me. So the circumstance here is that that's the choice that they made, right? But that corridor connects 5 counties: Grand Jury, River G, Sino, Grand Crew, Maryland. All right. So that's how that road was left the way it left. Weah came and said you're going to complete it. He didn't. So when they try to play politics with that road, I can get live. There are other people who are not politicians. They are also Liberians, deserve that road, right? So when they want to play politics with the road, it's up to them. Now let's get to the point here. The crux of the matter is that this administration,
Go ahead,
came into office on the mantra of rescuing the nation, fighting drugs. Kush was a big deal. We saw the president took drug tests.
Yeah.
Symbolically. Mama, hold on. Hold your peace. Symbolically. On camera. Where are we on the fight against drugs? Where is the drug policy in his administration? Where is it? Nothing. Another thing you want to know about is that this administration came into office on a mantra of rule of law. The Supreme Court handed down the ruling. This president ignored it. On the same mantra, this administration came to office to create jobs. Agriculture. I remember last year, around July or August, if I'm not mistaken, they went to the ministerial complex and launched an agriculture plan. Before they launched that policy, they launched an agriculture plan for 5 years. And that agriculture plan will reduce rice import by 70%, according to their own presentation. Don't take my word for it. Their own presentation said we will reduce rice import by 70%. Guess what? You have zero mechanized farming infrastructure right now in Liberia. How then can you come back and tell the Liberian people that in 5 years you will reduce rice import? Mind you, you want to do competitive analysis? Look right next door, the Africa Coast. The Africa Coast have now reduced rice import by 70%, my brother. And what Africa is known for? Agriculture. 65% of the 25 billion United States dollar national budget that Africa has, 65% of that money came from agriculture, my brother. The national budget of Ivory Coast, our neighbor, is 25 billion. 25 billion. 9 million. Ivory Coast right next to us. And 65% of that money came from agriculture. They did not reduce rice input by 70%. You know, sometimes these guys are very notorious for spewing out numbers like the way they do, right? But some of us are not naive. Yes, rice is our staple food. But in 5 years, it is virtually impossible given the fact that we do not have the mechanized farming infrastructure in place today. It will take a lot of time we can get to that level, but not 5 years. You talk about 10, 15, 20, 25 years down the line. If we are very aggressive in that area. Right now, agriculture, we're not aggressive in that area. We're not doing anything there, right? Look at the schools across the nation. Look at high school, elementary school, junior high, across the nation. The Ministry of Education did a tour. What happened to education? Look at these school buildings. Not good. Let me close on this note so you can come in because I want this to be interactive. The asset recovery, $1,050,000 United States dollar allocated last year for asset recovery. How much did we get back? The money went on a fiasco. What asset was recovered? Nothing. That's why this year they didn't get anything to asset recovery. So that's just the surface. So I want to give you the opportunity to come back. But this administration is not heading in the right direction as we speak, because my next portion, I'm going to tackle the joblessness. And I want to ask you how many jobs that this administration have created since its inception.
So are you telling me that so the Ministry of Education went across the entire countries and she was able to come up with some regulations? Maybe
Regulation.
you are not informed.
Okay, what that
Like
regulation will do?
so like right now, like what people were charging people for during your time in power, like
I never been in office. Don't say my time in power.
okay, during the CDC
ANC, I never
administration
been in
time,
office. Let me get say.
during the CDC administration time,
There you go.
the mantle of which the amount of which people were charging people for graduation fees and graduation gown and this and that, right? This current administration, she was able to reduce it to 5,000, while some people are paying for gown before you be able to graduate. This administration, They were able to get rid of that. So if you're providing gown, there will be no one that will be able to pay for it. That is number one. Number two is that there were some schools, there was lack of chairs. There was some school that was rather in a bad conditions. Currently, as we speak, this administrations is carrying on the renovation of 2 different high schools in Grand Cape Mount. They are carrying on a robust infrastructure growth or infrastructure development when it comes to the school, Grand Cape Mount, Bomi, and Bapolu. So those sector was divided into cells. So the Ministry of Education, it is working because the money that we allocated for this ground budget or for this coming year budget or for the past budget, it was actually for them to be able to adhere. So it was necessary that the education minister, she went there. She went to Zerdru. She went to Southtown to go not to send people, and then they come back with the news. So she herself, she was able to go there with high power delegations. Some of those things that she found out that some of those schools was in bad conditions, and one of the things that she did, she automatically was able to hire a Liberian maid. I'm not saying she was able to import chairs. A Liberian maid for them to be able to contract them in them providing armchairs, armchairs for those schools that was lack of certain capacity. Everything will not be bread and butter. This government, one of the good things that we did, and one of the good things that we are doing was that we will not allow for the shortage, for anything to be short on the market. We will not allow that. One of the things is that this government have employed a lot of young people. A lot of young people have been given the mantle.
Compared to the previous administration?
I am not saying compare or contrast.
Okay.
I am saying
because there are a lot of old folks in this government, though. Real serious citizen.
Look. Let us be fair.
I'm just saying the facts.
Let us be fair and frank here.
And this government is one-sided. One county have more executive leaders than any other county. The same thing you said we did that was bad. You're doing the same thing.
Have you not seen the development that this government is carrying on? Have you
development? Look. Let's come to reality here. AB, Liberia is very youthful, and this is not unique to Liberia. It's across the continent of Africa. Africa is the most youthful continent on the planet Earth today. You understand? And what I can tell you today is that the joblessness of that youthful population is a serious national security concern. It's a serious national security concern. Another serious national security concern that this administration have neglected and previous administration have neglected is the illegal Burkinabes in our forest. It's not just Grand Jide. They're also in Maryland, they're in Sino. They are spilling over now to Grand Coup. We are talking, the numbers keep growing. Some will say 20. I watched another video today. Somebody talked about around 60,000 very youthful guys. They don't have, many of them, they said they are not married. They did not come with wife and kids, nothing. They're just young men in the forest like that, in the name of agriculture. And the national administration is not taking key to this. Look, I'm not against foreign national being in my country, but they need to be documented. They need to have the proper documentation to move around. They need to be accounted for. We got to know how many enter the country, how many of them, where do they reside, what are the activities in the country, and they have to have the proper documentation to move around. Me too was a refugee in a foreign nation for over a decade before transitioning to the United States. So I also had proper document to move around. I wasn't just moving around in Africa just like that, right? We cannot have these things happening. This administration is aware. Then Madam Sadi administration was aware. The we administration was aware. This administration is aware, and they are doing nothing about it. Nothing. This is not about
Look,
Grand Jida issue. Yes, the vast majority of them reside in Grand Jida. This is not a county-based issue. This is a national security matter, and it's happening on the watch of His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai.
but Burkinabes, they are West African, correct?
I never said they weren't. I can understand the language. I used to speak Musi. I can't speak it any longer because I stay in the US now, but I used
All
to
right,
speak.
all right. So
I
what
can still
are your
understand it.
so so is it that you are having a serious problems with a Burkinabes being in your country for the
I didn't
fact that
I didn't say that.
okay,
Abby, let me rephrase that. Maybe that would make sense to you, or maybe you'll understand it better. The speculation have been ongoing that we have thousands, even what's the name, Senator Tomo Yaya Nimle also voiced an opinion about the Burkinabes, right? This is not me making this thing up. I don't know the exact number of these guys, but based on other people video and what they have said, the last video that I watched today claimed that they are around 60,000. This is not a small number. 60,000, that's more than a county. Some county don't even have 40,000 people in it in Liberia. Okay? And you have these foreign nationals who are not documented. They don't have documents. They are not properly registered in the system in Liberia. They didn't register to have resident permit to stay in Liberia. They didn't register also to be, to obtain work permit in Liberia. All right. So yes, they are West Africans. And I mean, when I was in Azar, when I was in the Ivory Coast, I worked hand in hand with Burkinabes. One of my stranger father made so recipe with Drago Amidou. That pop took me as his son, and I worked with him for 6 years buying and selling cocoa. And that in that process of doing that, I learned the local dialect, Musi. You know. And so when I see the Musi right now, I can say Zabri chairman, Lafi baby, Parker chairman, Kwama. I can say those things. Right? I can say that. And I know how to come from 1 to 1,000 in Musi. All those things. But I used to speak the language very fluent at the time. I was younger. I lost the language now because of the time I spent here. So they are very loyal group of people. They are very, their circle is close. You can't just penetrate that community that easy unless you start understanding them, speaking that language. Just by speaking French to them, you will not know them. They are very loyal to each other, and they are very determined group of people. And so they are hard workers. Farming and a lot of work. They are hardworking people. But again, they are being brought to Liberia illegally through different other means. They need to be processed. I'm for them being processed. I'm for them being documented so the country will know how many of them in the country. I'm not chasing them out. I'm not asking them for them to be chased out. I'm asking for this government, and previous government said they did not pick up the slack. This government need to pick up the slack. They can't brush it off. Why should we have over 10, 20, 30, 40,000 people in the country? Or because it's not in your county, so that means it doesn't matter? This is not my county issue. This is a national security matter. And
Yeah,
it's happening on the watch of this president.
yeah, but it's not to say that this is a process.
And
So
what is the process that is being put in place now?
look, it does not mean that because the security apparatus of our country, they are not talk show hosts. The security apparatus, they are not people who go on Facebook and on YouTube for them to be able to say what indeed they are about to do. No, it does not work like that.
All right, since you want to speak in political terms,
So
my family member are in
the
Grand
security apparatus.
Now listen here. Say you want to speak in political terms. My family member are in Grand Judet. The senator or representative of Grand Judet don't have the authority to document these people. It is a national administration that has the authority to document these people. You understand?
So if
And
I
saying
tell
you want
you,
to speak in political terms, we can all speak in political terms, but this is not politics. This is a national security matter.
If I tell you that,
so what is this government doing about it?
Because
it's the same people that we will know. We have our family there.
You finish? So the first thing first is that you need to know how many of them. You need to know how many.
I say my responsibility to know that. Not the immigration is supposed to know, not me.
I come in. I'm not saying you. When I'm saying you're supposed to know, that does not mean
they're supposed to know. Don't say you.
We can make the discussion very, very much interactive if you just give me a chance. I am saying that what you are saying, you are somehow right, but you does not know what have been the security measure put in place. You does not know that. So if I tell you that the Burkinabés that was in Grand Judet, the Burkinabés that was in Grand Judet, that within 24 hours after Senator Thomas Yaya Nimlin came out for him to be able to say, yes, we have Burkinabés in our counties. Do you know that those Burkinabés, they have been escorted now? They have been escorted and they have been head count. Do you know about that?
That information is false. Because I can tell you for a fact, I can call Grand Judet almost every day. I spoke to 3 persons today, outside of my family member, pertaining to the whole Burkinabe stuff. I have an ambition to run for the Senate 2029. And I'm on top of this particular matter.
Okay.
It is one of the hot button issues on my list.
Let's leave that.
No, I'm just letting you know how much I'm involved with this particular issue.
I am telling you.
If government official go in that bush to do a head count.
No, government official did not go there.
Okay.
When you see some type of government official, the government what the security apparatus were able
to send government official.
Okay.
The security work for the government. They answer to the government.
All right. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. But let us change the topic a little bit. What do you make of the bills that was argued today in the House of Senate?
What bill?
And about Muslim and having holiday.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of that?
So first and foremost, we got to get the record straight. Currently, as we speak, on the books in Liberia, on the constitution of Liberia, there is no religious holiday. Let's just be frank. Under the Liberian constitution, there is a separation of church and state. Everyone has the right to practice whichever religion they so choose in Liberia. There is no Christian holiday, no Muslim holiday in Liberia as it is right now on our constitution. And so the constitution should remain as is. What our lawmakers need to be thinking about today as we speak, they need to put on a national legislation that will impact the living condition of our people, that will create jobs opportunity, that will create access to affordable health care, that will create good quality education for the children. This is what we ought to talk about, not religious holiday, because there is no Christian holiday today, no Muslim holiday in Liberia. However, there are more Christians in Liberia compared to Muslims. So on a Easter or Christmas or any other Christian celebration, you see vast majority of the people observing that day, but it's not a holiday. In Liberia, there is no Christmas holiday as a law. We don't have it. You only see it that way just as when you go to a country that have more Muslim, like in Ivory Coast, if it's Ramadan. Now, any marketplace open in Ivory Coast. It's not a law there, but because the population, it turned out to be that way. You understand? So we need to stop this distraction. When people are looking for food to eat, looking for job opportunity, looking for a way to get ahead, and we're going to sit here and bring religious holiday as a major thing, I think these lawmakers are the one creating the hardship for our people. They're not doing what they're supposed to do to give the ordinary people the opportunity. I can guarantee you, you take a microphone across the country right now. Do you want Muslim holiday or you want job creation, opportunity legislation that will bring job for you? The people will take job out over Muslim holiday or religious holiday. So I don't have nothing against anybody who want to celebrate that religious day. You know that day come on the calendar, take that day off and celebrate. You are at liberty to worship and whichever religion you so choose. You are at liberty in Liberia. You can worship anywhere, anytime. You're free to do it. But religious holiday is not part of our constitution. And the constitution is clear. Separation of church and state. That's my opinion on this matter.
You know, as for me, as you said, I strongly believe that the Muslim in a country, because if you are to look at vast majorities of the transportation businesses,
Mhm.
vast majorities of those things that the Muslim do in our country.
Mhm.
If I was one of those
Mhm.
guy, I would not be praying for someone or for the national legislature for them to be able to pass into law. What I would rather do is that when my holiday time reach,
Mhm.
I will not be able to open nothing of my shop
Absolutely.
because that is a day that is valuable to me.
I
That is
agree.
the day that is important to me. So I will not be able to open no spot. So if that alone will ring a bell. That alone,
That should be the
if
case.
if take for example, if I am a taxi driver and my holiday time reached today,
Mhm.
and then I say, oh yeah, let me go pray there for now, now go on in traffic. That means I did not value my holiday. But if I say that today I am not going to drive because today is my holiday, take it from me, our people will see reasons.
Sorry, somebody calling me. Oh my God.
Our people will see reasons in order for them to be able to grant. But for us to be crying, what if vast majorities of the people are still languishing behind, while most of the people are graduating from high school, are graduating from college, are graduating from university? They cannot be able to get the job. Why in the CSA boss said that if you are a high school graduate, it will be necessary for you to be able to go into colleges, for you to be able to prepare yourself for the job market. And I agree with him. But hey, a lot of our parents, a lot of our people, they does not have those money.
I think I have to leave and come back.
Okay, all right. Okay. So keep your call coming out on 952.
I have to leave and come back. I don't know what's up with my.
Okay, all right. The number to call right now is 952-452-4848. That is the number to call and to be part of the Manefson Abraka Talk Show. The number to call is 952-452-4848. Let me be able to play you guys a few clips. Yeah, that is the number to call, so you can be live. We are back. We are back holding and shooting. We are back. Yeah.
At last, we were able to get Mbalu, stand chairperson, Mobile Madu, the former chairman for CDC. Thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you for joining us tonight. The allegation about you've been killed so many times, information coming forth. Welcome to the Spoon Talk. You are live.
Thank you. On the 5th of May, I just came from a meeting and was on my way home and took the route from around the Wonder gas station area going towards Tupper Road Junction. As soon as I arrived at the intersection where there's a traffic light, I was compelled to come to a halt because of the traffic light. And then instantly on my left hand, two persons disembarked a moving motorbike. So a lady dressed in short jeans trousers walked to my vehicle and started knocking on the vehicle, first gently, then it got louder from time to time. So in no time, like in split seconds, it became violent and she was hitting at my vehicle. I was driving, I was in the Range Rover that is tinted. So they had no way of knowing, which specific location I was in on the vehicle.
So let us try to make some sense out of the allegation from model by model. The first question I will ask here is, how long has model by model been in opposition / advocacy since after the CDC administration? All along those times, the NSA have not chased after him. The NSA, they have not dog walked him. The NSA has not called him. The question is, why now, close to July? What have been the tactics in the past? Modiba Modu is planning to have a protest in July for whatever reason. He is a citizen of the Republic of Liberia and he has a right when he feels disenfranchised and he calls himself, quote unquote, an advocate. He left the CDC as chairman. But I will be fast to say this. We know the tactics, okay. It was a plan, start, that Moluba Molu leave the CDC, establish an auxiliary group in the form of advocates, an advocate group, which will be an autopause of the CDC. But we are still digging into that. But why? All of the time you've been in opposition is only days climbing up to your quote-unquote protest that the NSA is after you. We can remember years back, you talk about how provide trained military Israelis were in the country playing by the opposition band to take down George Weah. Now, these are things in my mind meant to build tension and awareness to the protest. I mean, these things are psychological. People have to be smart around here. Because once he begins to talk about it and the media takes it and begin to run with it, then you have automatically built the awareness for the July protest. That is the psychology behind this whole thing. If NSA, if Moluba Molu is a person of interest and the NSA has tangible evidence to prove that they want to see him, they are going to get Moluba Molu directly. Why should they go be chasing after him, walking behind him to know what is happening? If the police wants to ask and see him as a person of interest, if they can call the speaker, Konate Kofa, for some inquiry on who is Moluba Molu, that the security apparatus established by an act of national legislature to protect peaceful citizens and provide security within the boundaries of Liberia, who is Moluba Molu, that security apparatus cannot call. Then we have Akaras Gray, of all people, who have to buttress our efforts. How many times have Moluba Molu not lied? But at the same time, you do take these allegations for granted. He's a citizen of the Republic of Liberia. So I think it's now time that the police call him to verify his claim and allegations. What do you think about that? They have a beautiful conversation. One country, one people. The politics can never divide us. We will have our differences, disagree.
CDC will not like me. You know what CDC wanted me to do?
The president had made some suspension and so forth with few officials of his government who were involved in corruption. But people are saying
then regularly or as need be, and when he's available, he
either. So it's up to them. Unity Party is having it easier than CDC had it. Because when we were in opposition, because I no longer consider myself to be in opposition, I am now with the government, but I'm now also against the government. And I support the president.
But you are a friend to the government.
Oh, yes, I am a friend to the government. The president is my uncle.
Yeah.
We have a personal relationship.
Yeah.
Yes. And when I have issues, I go to him. I express my concerns to him. I take them directly to him. Yeah. But there are things I will publicly speak to. And there is no friction whatsoever. The president does not.
I saw a video where the guy was saying that they did it the wrong place.
That is a lie. It works.
Okay. So
I witnessed it myself.
How is effective is the opposition? How do you think they are holding the government accountable, the opposition right now? How effective are they holding the government accountable?
The opposition, you know, look, CDC, they're an unsophisticated bunch. And just so you know, CDC will not like me. You know what CDC wanted me to do? They wanted me to remain with them. When I wasn't really with them, they're angry. When you see a lot of citizens will be attacking me because two things they wanted. Either Costa stays with us and blast the government for us, which is never going to happen. I didn't steal your millions with you. Why the hell?
Yeah, Anthony, thank you for coming back. Yeah,
Yeah,
as
people kept calling me. I don't know. But I don't know if we can come back and discuss that Costa interview, so we can dissect it. I would love to do that because that a lot in there that we need to unpack.
I saw you were getting the interview while you were playing.
No, I watched the interview because some of us we were not allowed to be on the show while Costa was there because of the arrangement he made and all of that stuff. But
Yeah, but I'm just saying at the time I was just playing it. Did you
no, I
hear
could
it?
not. I could hear it. I could see it play, but I could not hear it in the back. And that's one thing
Oh,
you need
okay.
to work on. If we in the back, we should be able to hear the show.
Yeah.
This is a very good platform. I think that's something we need to work on to see if we can hear the show in the back. But I like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah. That
the
is
audio and the image is great.
okay. Yeah, but let dive into Henry Costa and stuff you were talking about.
Sure.
Henry is saying that he regret in joining the CDC. He wouldn't want that because of a political party. He was party discipline. What do you have to say about that?
Uh, I can't fight what Costa said, but the reality you gotta read it till you leave, right? Look at Costa, history. Costa told us that he would not come into politics any longer, that he was done with politics. And the next thing we know, um, he's back. Yeah, Costa is in this for the money. He's not in this thing for the Liberian people. If you think Costa is there for you, you're wasting your time. Whoever have the deeper pocket or the highest bidder, as we say in the US, gets Costa. If somebody come right now and offer Costa better than what the UP is giving him right now, he your guy. Simple as that. So Costa is not in this thing to be the
So,
voice of the voiceless. Costa is in this thing for his own personal gain. That's
so
who it is.
you don't see Costa to be a true realist, has he always claimed for him to be.
No, he has never been that guy. People thought of him that way, but he has never been about that. Because if Costa were been about that, he wouldn't have walked away or orchestrate a plan to destabilize the CPP. Because if Costa truly wanted a Liberia that works for all Liberians, then the CPP was that formidable party to put that fabric in place, lay that foundation for the future of every Liberian. Look, the CPP were not about a one political ideology. It was a mixture of collective effort from different political parties that put together formed the CPP. It was tested in 2020 and was very successful. But the likes of Costa, they don't do well in a well constructive and competitive society. Costa function well when things are not working the way it should. Costa function well in a dysfunctional system. Costa is not that if he was that competitive, he was running for the Senate seat in Masurado County. Because
But
he
don't
claimed
you
he had
think?
the population, right?
But
He's
don't you
not that
think?
kind of guy.
But don't you
Costa
think?
work in chaos and succeed in chaos. It
But don't
doesn't
you
work
think?
when
Don't,
everything is functioning well. He doesn't do well in that kind of environment.
but don't you think Costa was right for him to be able to say that he was party discipline?
He
Don't
would
you?
never he was never part of discipline. He was money discipline. They offered money that was good for him at the moment. He took the money and walked. Now the other side is offering better than what the other side has. He walked. Again, he is who he is. I'm not going to fight him for what he does. That's his choice. But to claim that he's all alone, for me, I feel vindicated when I see Costa. Why? Because what I projected of him and how analyze him to be is what he's displaying. When I saw Costa, I said, Costa is not a true revolutionary who is in this thing for the cause of the people. The same people who lifted Costa up, he turned around against them and said he doesn't care about them. In fact, again, when a man say he care about only his family and his family, fine. I cannot fight you for wanting to protect your family. But here is the narrative here, right? Here is the crux of the matter here. Many people left their home because of the cry for Liberia to rise. They came out in their numbers, June 7th. The first of its kind in our nation, of that magnitude, and no, chaos. A very peaceful protest. We have had, better history about protests from the Rest Riot in 1979 and other protests, subsequent protests that came after. It went sour. But June 7th was a landmark symbolic national protest wherein 7 political parties and other pressure groups joined the march. Okay? And because of his personal ego, they did not deliver the petition that day. And afterward, he decided that he wanted to go further more to do a real step down, of which I personally did not support. I didn't think it was right. And the reason was very simple for me. If we were to resign that day, who was going to be the leader? We never had a structure in place. I was a registered member of the COP. So who was going to be the leader of the country? You're just going to remove a president and then what? I felt as though within myself that this young man he's not prepared to be the president of the country. He's not also disciplined to be the president. Right? There's preparedness and then having a discipline. Right? He wasn't, in my view, at the time. And currently, he cannot be the president at the time because he does not have the discipline. He has not worked. Nobody have told him, don't do this or do this before. He has always worked for himself, so he doesn't know how to submit. Some of us who have worked and excel in our area and got promotion, we know what it means to wait.
Oh, we lost our friend and brother. But the brother was saying that Costa is not party discipline. That Costa is
I gotta
not
take this call. I'll come back.
okay. The brother was saying that Costa is not party discipline. If you feel otherwise and what is on your mind, please call us now on 952. Please call us now on 952 452 4848. Or you can rather call us on WhatsApp on 952 452 4848. That is the number to call and to be live. That is the number to call. On Friday, which is tomorrow, I will be placing the link into the comment sections so that people can be able to join us. I'm trying to form, this group. What are you from the UP? What are you from the ANC? What are you from the CDC? Whatsoever political party that you part of. I'm trying to form a group that will be able to come here. That will be able to come here to be able to express views, divert views of opinion. So when you are listening, so tomorrow will be the day that indeed that we will put the link into the comment sections, so that all you have to do when the link is posted into the comment sections, all you have to do, you have to click on the link and then copy it and go place it on Google, on to your Google. Don't put it in Safari. Put it and go to your phone or to your laptop and then be able to copy it and paste it on Google. Maybe that's it. And other people are getting it very difficult for them to be able to form part of this. But this is as you all may be informed, I'm just coming back from a very long break, and I'm trying to be able to bring a group of panelists together to be able to carry on the discussions so that we can be able to build Mama Liberia together. This platform is showed for the Liberian people. This platform is not for me, because it is because of you that we are here. So keep your call coming out on 952-452-4848. That is the number to call to be part of the Manevson Nabraka Talk Show. Let us go back to our
at every level, there's a new devil. So people will talk. One old man told me, when the people call you witchcraft in the town, don't say no, don't say yes. Because when some beginning, when African, you say, hey, I know me in the town, they can run away. So they now move from the man was sacrificing. They come to the man was killing. They now come to the man is selling him apart and he's stealing. Went down small. They will read somewhere where they will say that God bless the man. I don't know who George was. When they the hospital, and Lauren Tozo was the administrator, Zeta Quilso, the HR at the time. We decided to find a doctor because we thought we could run the hospital and, provide services where people could come and pay for. So when we built it, there was an advertisement for a doctor. Dr. George was then, I think, the chief medical officer for the Kavala Hospital, I think, in Maryland. Prior to that, he worked with Ebola, and I think Madam Sally certificated him, one of the actors that fought the Ebola. Before anyone is a doctor in Liberia, there's the Liberia Medical and Dental Council is a board. They have to vet your document and give you paper. When you get out lesson, doctor got lesson, the same way Mayweather got lesson. If you don't get lesson, you can't practice in Liberia. You practice in Liberia, you're a criminal. They will arrest you. We verified that George had a lesson from the government, everything. So that George left the Maryland, that George moved to Kanta. And you saw the work that George did in Kanta. George is a member of the American Surgeon Association. He brought people from Australia, from Europe, from everywhere, white people, every time. In fact, when George was leaving Nima, everybody called me in the radio station, George Monaco, let George go. You do all for George to stay. By the time, the news of George working in Nima was so loud across the country, almost every country wanted him. So I think through the influence of Minister McGill and the Minister of Health, they took George from Kanta and Dr. Kitty at the time. They took George from Kanta and sent him to Apollo for the new Emory Hospital that was being built by the people from the United Arab Emirates. So Dr. George went there, his medical officer. That was in 2020. And later became a county health officer. All the things, every year they can left you. So Dr. George left since 2020. This is 2025. Dr. George was the head of the county health team in Blue County. He left from there. He got elected as the president of all the doctors in Liberia. The doctor that went to vote, they let them in. In 2025, they discovered that he's not a doctor. In fact, he's been practicing on somebody people.
For European our people, just they understand yourself. What I do not say, I so big. The people of the land, just they understand yourself. Why you never we are separated. The people can go down, so we can back our
Let me recognize three individuals here. Hereta Conan Morgan, thank you for your brilliant message. I hope, Hereta, I hope you'll be able to join us tomorrow. Tomorrow, I hope you'll be able to join us. My battle, thank you for that brilliant message. My sister Wale B. Morris, thank you very much. My friend and brother Vasco Sumo, thank you. Let me say thank you very much for tuning in. Let me say thank you very much for tuning in to the Manelson Abraka Talk Show. This is how we'll let to come to the very, very end of the discussions. Still, we are building the team. As you may be aware, when I used to come on, it used to be barrage numbers of followers used to always follow me. But since the strike that I've been striking for, since that strike came to reality, I've now found out for me to be able to build the platform in different ways. Before, it used to be my one. Later on, it was my one until there was so many years until my friend and brother Francis joined me. Then he became my co-host. At that point in time, we were doing the show together on the same path. Today, that strike in which I used to strike, it have now come to reality. We now know how to be able to strike for something that we want. So in order for us to be able to build Liberia together, it will be necessary both the seditions, the UPs, for all of us to be able to come together in helping to build my Liberia. We may agree, we may disagree, but that should not be the end of our friendship. That should not be the end of us coming together. So this platform, as you may be waiting, I'm still testing. Now we are gone 85%, which of course is good. When you call, our audience can be able to get you very loud and clear. And when the audience come, when our followers join us, they can be able to express their view. We know how to bring them on very loud and clear. So we know now how to do this thing. So now it's about time for us to be able to form that unit, for all of us to be presenting to the Liberian people at 7:45 Minnesota time, Central Time, 7:45 Central Time. That is the time that I found out that we should be coming on. So what must we do? Let's be able to take a little bit of our music and then we'll call this day a day.
GGS Production.
Let me say thank you ever so much for coming. Tomorrow, we'll be able to place the link into the comment section so that our follower can be able to join us here on this platform. Thank you very much. See you when I see you.